But the truth of it is that God said to me, would you like to know the secret? And I said, God, yeah, I've been asking you. And I remember telling Jeremy Howell, some of you know him. I said, Jeremy, I said, I don't know, but I think God's trying to tell me that the secret that I'm looking for, and I didn't know what it was. The secret I'm looking for is going to be in the Bible. And he said, Brother Mike, I think you're right. And he began to pray for me, and I began to pray. And God said, you want to know where the secret is? And I said, yeah. And God said, we're going to study the Bible, and I'm going to show it to you. And I'm going to give you one word out of the Bible, okay? And how we're going to find the secret. Jesus said, what I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, and what you hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetops. Now that I know the secret, I cannot keep quiet about it. I have to tell people what it is. Now, do you remember last night when we looked at Jacob and Boaz? They were 23 cubits tall, so they represented what? The 23 chromosome pairs that are in our cells, and the chromosomes are where what is stored? Our DNA. The DNA, the book, right? The book of God, the book that God wrote is in our 23 chromosome pairs, epitomized in the temple as the columns that Solomon built called Jacob and Boaz. So I'm going to show you a Masonic graphic up here. See the two columns? And the letters J and B? That does not stand for Jim Beam. What does it stand for? Jacob and Boaz. So think about it. Why do Masons use these two columns to conceal their secret? Now that you and I know what the columns are and what they represent, do you think now that we know a little bit about what their secret is? How many of you think you're getting it so far? Their secret has something to do with deoxyribonucleic acid, or the book that God wrote that's in our temple. That's what their secret has to do with. See this? This is called the Parthenon. This is in Athens, I believe, in Greece. This was, in its day, the greatest center of pagan worship in the world. The Parthenon is basically a temple where the gods live. Now think about what I just said. What is the temple? This is a temple where the gods live. Are you getting it? See those columns around that Parthenon? You want to take a guess how many of them there are? There's 46 of them. Exactly. This secret has been around for a long time, Mike. It's been around for a long time. Now, we only know scientifically that the human body in our cells, that we had 46 chromosomes, we've only known that for 100 some odd years. But the devil knew it a long time ago, didn't he? And remember, these guys are the ones that are controlling the secret. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come. I want you to listen to this verse very carefully. That day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. You believe in that? Say amen. And that man of sin, who is that? It's the Antichrist. That man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshiped, so that he as God sitteth where? In the temple of God. What is the temple of God? The only proper interpretation of this verse is the human body. Because God doesn't dwell in temples made with hands, does He? The only way God would ever enter this room is if He walked in with you. Well, it's deep, isn't it? So the man of sin, the son of perdition, is going to reign as God where? Right inside the hearts of human beings in this earth. That is the ultimate form of demon possession. They've taken over mankind, showing himself that he is God. Remember that. What is that? DNA. Okay? And we've only known of this general structure of DNA since the 1950s. Okay? But I'm going to show you something that goes back about 4,000 years. Take a look at it. What does that look like to you? Dennis, what does that look like to you? Looks like DNA, doesn't it? Entwined snakes. Looks just like DNA, doesn't it? Remember, this conspiracy is not just men. It's devils. It's the devil, who Ezekiel said is wiser than Daniel. This goes back to ancient Samaria. Does that look like DNA to you? How about this one? A Peruvian textile from 300 years before Christ. Wow. Secret's been around a long time, hasn't it? You've seen the caduceus in his, what is that, his right hand? It's DNA. And it's been around thousands of years. The devils knew the secret. This showed up on Time magazine. Solving the mysteries of DNA. And there, depicted on the cover, is Adam and Eve. And what is that behind them? It's a tree. Think about it. Are we getting close? Okay. See that? That is a New Age Eastern mysticism idea called Kundalini. Kundalini says that at the base of your spine is a coiled serpent. And if you go through the proper initiations and rituals, like emptying your mind, channeling familiar spirits, or receiving an initiation pat on the forehead from a guru, think about that one. Then you will receive Kundalini. The serpent will then begin to crawl up your backbone. Now remember what we learned last night about the backbone. How many bones? 33. Why do Masons use that number? Think about it. It's a number for them for illumination. When the serpent winds his way up your spine and enters your forehead, you receive enlightenment. And you are one with the universe. You're one with everything. How many of you remember a rock group called Styx? Yeah. How many of you know what the name Styx is? Yeah, a rock group. Who said that? Get out. You're not one with anything. Okay? The river Styx is the river that flows through hell in Greek mythology. And the rock group Styx had a song called The Serpent Rising. And the lyrics are, in the abyss of space from the center of time, a Superman race. Think about it. Moves the serpent to climb. The secret revealed when you leave your cave is a glory of thunder and life from the grave. The serpent is rising, uncoiling in your spine, bringing you light from the depths of your mind. Who inspired the song? Familiar spirits. Okay? Now, I was in Michigan. I drove past this billboard. I said, stop! I got to take a picture of this. The Michigan Masons, in trying to recruit people, their slogan was, share the secret. So I'm going to. They said I could. So I'm going to tell you what the secret of Freemasonry, the New Age, I call it New Age because it rhymes with sewage, the New Age movement, and everything that the devil does not want out, I'm going to tell you what it is. Okay? Down here at the bottom, next to their square and compass, which tells you the secret, says Masons live better. Now, Masonry is all about the ascension of mankind. Remember last night when I told you about evolution, and that evolution is dangerous? Masonry supports evolution. Because Masonry says that mankind, and the New Age movement says that mankind is about ready to enter his next stage of evolution, where mankind will be more than human. We will be transhuman. We will be supermen. We will be a divine race. We will be as gods. Thank you. So the slogan, live better, do you understand that? Now, if you work at Walmart or go to Walmart, you're not going to hell. Okay? We live in this world, but we are not of this world.